In a secluded village at the edge of the Great Plains, there was a young woman named Abeni. Known for her beauty and intelligence, she was the pride of her family and the envy of many. Abeni had turned down countless suitors, waiting for someone who was not only kind, but also respected her independence and wisdom. However, as she approached her 25th year, her family grew impatient, fearing she would never marry. One evening, a stranger arrived in the village. Wrapped in a long, dark cloak and wearing a peculiar mask that hid his face entirely, the man spoke little and kept his distance from others. He carried a mysterious air about him, moving silently like a shadow. Rumors spread that he was a spirit or a wanderer who had lost his way between realms. Despite his unsettling appearance, the man had a powerful aura and exuded an unmistakable charm that left the villagers both curious and fearful. To everyone's surprise, he approached Abeni's family with a proposal of marriage, offering wealth and gifts no one in the village had ever seen. Abeni's parents, eager for a good match, pressured her to accept. Though she felt uneasy about marrying a man whose face she had never seen, her family's insistence weighed heavily on her. In a moment of weakness, she agreed, hoping that perhaps there was more to this man than met the eye. The wedding was a somber affair. As Abeni walked down the aisle, her eyes kept drifting toward the strange mask that concealed her husband's identity. Villagers whispered in hushed tones, speculating what he might be hiding. But when the vows were exchanged, the masked man placed a gentle hand on Abeni's and whispered, "Trust me, and you will be safe." On their wedding night, curiosity got the better of Abeni. After everyone left and the night grew still, she mustered the courage to ask, "Why do you wear that mask? What is it you hide from me?" Her husband replied, "The mask is a reminder of my past, a promise made long ago. If you love me, you will never remove it, for what lies beneath is not meant for human eyes." Despite the warning, Abeni's curiosity burned. Days turned to weeks, and her husband's kindness and generosity softened her doubts. Yet the question of his hidden face haunted her, stirring an inner conflict. She began noticing small things. Her husband never ate or drank in her presence, and his skin felt strangely cool to the touch. One night, as he lay asleep, Abeni's desire to uncover the truth overwhelmed her caution. Slowly, she reached for the edges of the mask and lifted it, revealing what lay beneath. What she saw made her heart stop. Underneath the mask, there was no face at all, only a swirling darkness, an endless void from which no features emerged. It was as though her husband was a gateway to another realm, a living shadow without form or substance. She felt an intense pull, as if the void were drawing her in, calling her to become one with the darkness. In that moment, her husband awoke and, realizing what she had done, cried out in sorrow. "Why could you not trust me?" he lamented. "You have broken the bond of trust, and now you must face the consequences." As he spoke, the darkness within him began to spread, seeping into the room and filling it with a chilling silence. Abeni felt herself growing colder, her spirit fading, as though she were being swallowed by the void itself. Desperate, she begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. Her husband stood silently, watching her vanish into the darkness he carried within him. The next morning, the villagers found the man alone, maskless, with no trace of Abeni by his side. He stood in silence, his eyes empty as the void, before vanishing into the forests, never to return. Some say that Abeni still wanders the shadows, forever searching for the truth that ultimately consumed her. Her story lives on as a warning. The greatest mysteries in life are not always meant to be unraveled, and trust is a fragile bond that, once broken, can lead to unspeakable consequences.